Not dropping frames. All right, man. 1, 2, 3, go. So we find ourselves in sunny Florida, where apparently the skunk ape is out to get people. Skunk ape's kind of like a Sasquatch or Bigfoot, but it's specific to the Florida Everglades. So to get to there, we're gonna have to talk to this Ranger Rick fellow here, who's a little bit skeptical thing. So we have to make him a nature amulet. These are one of these conversations that we have to take, even though they're not really essential to getting him done, but we need the points. We ask him why he's protesting. It's the one that I always seem to miss when I do this first one. Okay, so we're gonna break this toilet. It's our first day on the job. We've just declared ourselves a paranormal investigator out of nowhere. Very first job, let's go destroy some toilets, as you do. Okay, so the reason we did that is because we're gonna make kind of drug this dude. He's gonna need to use the bathroom. Toilet's broken, so he's gonna go take a leak on the tree outside, and the protester, of course, doesn't like that because he's trying to save the trees. He takes that as some disrespect. Florida man, Florida gators, skunk ape. Yeah, Florida's got it all, man. So you can see, gonna have an altercation here. This is important for us because now we can go out here, grab his sign, quite pointy, which is going to be important for this next spot. We're going to go into the forest here. We're going to use that pointy sign to poke the tree, get a little sap going there. We're going to just touch this up with that. We're going to head back. And you're right, Casey. There is a lot of, is that a trope, I guess? Toilet puzzles. This isn't even the last time we'll touch a toilet in this particular game, funnily enough. So we'll grab the tooth out of there. These are all pieces of the amulet that we need to make. Oops. This is it needs to be blessed by a shaman, so we have this animatronic shaman. Hopefully that will be good enough for our guy here. We're gonna get that going. Should have a quarter here in the slot here. Double eagles if you got them. Quarter, double eagle, it's like the same thing, right? Bidet puzzle. Cool, so this should be all blessed and good to go now. So we'll go talk to our dude, Ranger Rick here, let him know we got the goods. We'll go hunt ourselves a skunk ape. Nice, there we go. Alright, so we're going to grab the stuff out of the backpack. You don't actually need to do this for, I guess, what would be an any percent run. Because the puzzle here is, going through the woods here. It doesn't change. It's always the same path. Casually, you need to use the nasal spray that's in the bag, along with the compass, to figure out where to go. Got it written down, so it's not too shabby. But you get the points for getting the stuff out, hence why we go and do it. Righty, should find the layer here. There it is. What are we gonna find inside a skunk ape? Nothing yet. Have this ominous hole down here though. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use this stuff together, make a little torch. We're gonna check in this big scary hole here. Did we find a skunk ape sleeping in here? Nope, it's Florida. It's just drugs. So we're gonna tell our boy Rick here about it. Florida white. Alright, so now we're here at night. We're gonna check and try to draw him out here. Uh-oh, he's not in here. I wonder where he is. Oh, that's good. I'm sure this will end amicably. They're gonna talk it out. There we go. Probably didn't need to shoot him. Ah, okay. He'll be fine, they'll patch that up. So yeah, we're gonna hightail it out of here. Once we find the walk symbol here. Find this cabin in the woods. Nothing bad ever happens in the cabin in the woods, as you guys all know. So we meet this guy and he's like, yeah, don't come in this other room, I'm just gonna get you some hot cocoa. Turns out it wasn't the kind of cocoa we were expecting. So I've stopped, that's the last input for the first game. This is by far the shortest one here. And yeah, this guy gets ripped apart as well. I'm sure he'll be okay. This is maybe my favorite dialogue in the whole thing here. But basically, Ben Jordan comes back and is like, hey, your skunk ape problem is all fixed, right? And guy's like, okay, great, thanks. Like, what happened to Ranger Rick? And Ben Jordan's like, well, I watched him be ripped in half in front of my very own eyes. Like, I'm a young guy and I've just watched a man die. And the guy's like, oh, geez. Well, let me cut you a check. And that's the end of the game. It's kind of funny. So yeah, that one's really, really fast. I don't know if I really, like, gave the story the respect it might deserve, but that is the first game. Let me start scooting things around here for the second one. Two deluxe. Cool. All right, number 2. Do a little bit of rescaling here. This one runs a bit larger. Loop. Something like that seems okay. Yeah, that is a good point. That's kind of the whole way it comes together is you find out that, yeah. Classic Florida. Kind of get your Sasquatches addicted to cocaine to do your bidding. As you do. Cool. Alright, so we're going to scoot into the second one. The second one's a bit longer. So Ben Jordan has, successfully done his first case, so he gets a phone call to go out to California to the Salton Sea. And some guy has gone missing searching for this galleon that apparently is at the bottom of this like kind of dead lake sea thing in the middle of California. So we're gonna look into that. We good? Here we go. Okay, so let's ask her about what the heck is going on here. Cool, so we're also gonna grab this bowl here for no apparent reason at the beginning, but we're gonna need to make some moonshine later on. It'll come in handy. Cool, so we're gonna go in here. Need to do some shopping, as you do in some of these games. Do a little twirly twirl there. Cool, and we're gonna grab the stethoscope. Make sure we grab this thing off the statue here. I always forget that, but we're gonna need it at some point. More shopping. We're gonna get some malt balls, some corn. We're gonna talk to this guy about Marmite. I don't know what people's feelings are on Marmite, but he insists it's really, really good. So he gives us some. We're gonna take that and head on out to the bar. Gonna order a drink here and have a little chat with this guy. And talk to the crazy prospector. As every desert town needs. Cool, so he basically tells us that we need to make some moonshine and he'll tell us where to go next. Of course, the moonshine is at this creepy house here, so we're gonna do a little bit of inventory stuff here. So we need to get that. We need to mix this in there. We need to grab this, oops, and put that in there. Malt ball into here. Grab that out, and then we need to look at the police report. Cool. So we should be good. Bookmark into the door. And now we should be good. Stethoscope into here. Okay, so that gives us the moonshine recipe. Which we need. In addition to the recipe, we also get crowbar, which is handy because we're going to need that for this. For whatever reason, somebody leaves a signal scrambler in here, we'll need that. We're just going to do a little bit of prepping here for the moonshine. Stick into the bathtub. Okay, and then we can turn this on. Oops. Get that in there, get that in there, get that in there. I think that's everything that we need. Oh, no, we need the sugar still. I think we're good as far as this goes, so now we'll head back out. So speaking of sugar, we need to get sugar. The coffee shop has some. So I'm going to go in here. The signal scrambler will mess with somebody's cell phone reception, so that moves somebody out of line. And we need to talk to this guy who's very, very bad at deciding what kind of coffee he wants. It's actually the thing here, so we'll just talk him through. And then tell him, actually, you don't need any coffee, so he'll leave. Get the coffee and the sugar. Items that don't disappear when combined. This part is a bit maddening, I'll be honest. I hate putting the moonshine stuff together. There's just so many steps, and the annoying part is you can't do everything until you look at the recipe first. So it would make more sense to get everything done at that creepy house, but you can't, basically. Okay, so sugar into here. This should now be ready to go. What's up, Mike? Let's do some of this on the firewood, and that should be good to go. The first one's a quick one. But you still got plenty of Ben Jordan ahead of you. So no worries. So we're going to use the bowl with that. We're going to head on out. Since this is a 100% run, we're going to make sure we stop by their house here and give back this weird smelling bowl for them. Yeah, we are hauling through this at the moment. Alright, so good. Here, we're going to give the bottle over to this guy who is going to responsibly give me his car keys because he shouldn't be driving. So this has gone through a few reroutes, this section here, because there are certain things that we need. Oops. We have to do in a certain order, despite how easy it would be to do it differently. Okay, so we're going to break into the back of this guy's truck. This is the missing guy's trunk here. First thing we're going to do is head out to this trailer here. So we're going to help this guy write a song. We get the lyrics for the song by looking at certain things in the area. However, you don't get credit for looking at them until you talk to this guy first. now we've got it. We're gonna do a little bit of walking around here. So we'll look at the debris. That's one of them. We need the road. Then we're gonna head to this hotel, motel, Holiday Inn in the corner here. So ultimately the goal here is to get something silver, something gold, and something platinum. So that's our silver there. There's silverware in the drawer. Grab these fake flowers. We're gonna look at this art here. That'll give us the word explosion for our song. The platinum record is our reward for writing the song, so that's why we're doing that. And then finally the piece of gold is this gold trophy that's in this trailer here. We gotta talk to this this woman here. We can go see her son, aka Aqualad. Aqualad is not happy living in a bathtub his whole life, so we're going to help him escape. And by doing so, that'll allow us to get this gold trophy. So I actually recently looked up the Salton Sea, because I didn't know where it actually was. And it really does look a lot like this. It's very crazy. It's a weird, very weird place. We got the sea, that's the last one, so we're going to do a little bit of inventory housekeeping here. We're going to look at the song here. So, explodes, and roads, sea, and debris. Cool, so that's good. We need to look at the journal. We need to look at this. Sorry, I didn't open the journal. And I think we're good here for now. I'm trying to talk to this dude. So he's bummed because he really wants to get a date. And he just can't do it. Can't figure out how to do it. So what's a good way to a woman's heart but plastic flowers and half-eaten malt balls? Works every time. Cool, so now that we've gone through everything here, I'm going to attempt to try to find the walk symbol. Struggling with that. Head back to the trailer. This is my favorite animation in the whole thing here. On the right, turns out it does work. Whoop! I love that. Cool, so we're, not our car, not our problem, right? So we're just gonna give Aqualad the prospector's car. And off he goes. We're gonna pick up the trophy. And then I think we should, as long as I didn't miss something, we should be ready to go here. We just need to grab the platinum record. And we can drop all the stuff into the sea. I'm sure the guy will appreciate that after all the hard work we did to, or that he did to get the platinum record. We're just going to toss it in the water, but this is what being a paranormal investigator is all about, right? Can't do it without breaking a few eggs. Cool, so we should be all set now. You'll probably see me struggling a little bit with exiting certain windows. The zone to move into the next screen is really, really small a lot of the time on these. So, just as a heads up, that's kind of what's going on with that. Alright, so let's drop the trophy in there. We need to drop the silverware in there. And of course, the platinum record. There it is. Whoop. So a little callback to Monkey 1 here. We're going to grab a piece of the sail and then go downwards. Bam, bam, bam. Gotta crank this thing open. Over the hatch. So this guy's feeling a little tired. So we're going to offer him a coffee in these trying times. We've made a little Molotov cocktail here, so we're gonna bust him out. One more match. go. Cool. All right, so we're gonna do this is kind of our showdown with this ghost that's protecting this ship here. We're gonna meet the ghost real here. We're gonna do real quick here. We're gonna do a little gymnastics just to make sure we're in shape here. We'll head out. Pick up this treasure chest. We're gonna build what's called a spirit box, which is kind of like a little Ghostbusters situation here where we're gonna suck the thing into the treasure chest. The thing is, we need to lure him in there, but we also need some of his treasure. So we do a little bit more gymnastics here. We're gonna ask our buddy George here to distract the ghost. And while he's doing that, we're gonna grab some of the treasure. We're gonna stick all this good old one-way thingies here. Cool. You know how you can only use some items in one direction? That's one of those ones, apparently. Luigi's Mansion, sure. A little bit of that. Cool, so he's gonna get sucked in there. I think that should be the end of Lost Galleon. Bam. Everybody's happy. Of course, at the end, the prospector's like, where's my car? I know, man. And that's the end of the second one. A little bit longer, a little bit longer. We're getting there. It looks like that was all gold towards the end, so that's pretty positive. So this next one's interesting. I think this next one was my favorite on the playthrough that I did casually way back when. I think I've come to like the last couple a bit more as an older person, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes through here. Get rid of this. Move on to number 3. Is it gonna load up? There it is. Oh yeah. This one has a weird... This is the old version of AGS, so we're gonna kind of be stepping back in time again. Those first 2 games were remakes. Remakes or reskins, at least, with the newer engine. The second one in particular, I think, has different puzzles than the first one did. It's a huge improvement, if I recall, over how it was. Yeah, a little bit of a different look to it. This is just the splash screen. It will look a lot different as we get into the into the actual game here. Cool. I think we're ready to go, so we'll keep it going on that note. So there is no questioning button in this. There's just the small talk button, so it's a bit different. So that'll get me. Cool, so that should be good. We're gonna head up to our room now. And that's day 1. Well, that's the prep for day 1, I suppose. So basically this game, or in this one, Ben travels to Scotland. Oops. Helps for me when I use the bed. That's the last action here. We head to Scotland. There's been some report of a murder. Some children were murdered. And they suspect it was witchcraft. So that dude that we just saw is this dude named Percival. And he's another investigator. Oof, there we go. He's looking into it. So this is Mary Blaine, who is suspected of being a witch and killing these children. We're going to interview her. She seems nice enough, but we're going to interview the parents. I'm going to quickly make sure we look at the painting there. That gets us a point with this extra dialogue later on. Well, that should be good to go. Oh, it's Grundislav. There you go. That's the dev of the game. Welcome, my friend. Thanks for making such great games and dropping by. Yeah, there's lots of like whooshes and growls and laughs and things. That's a good point. So we're gonna hightail it around to this. This person's supposed to be a witch. No one likes her in town, so we're gonna follow her to see what the deal is with her. Thank you for being here. We skipped the cutscene, but it turns out she is a witch. There is some magic trickery going on. We don't have time to watch it, so we're gonna go in here and talk to her. You know what? It turns out she's actually a pretty nice person. We're gonna befriend her, and she's gonna say, hey, I'll cast the spell, and I can kind of reveal what happened. But I need something special, like something personal from each of the people involved. So we're gonna grab a locket from Mary, and we're gonna grab a teddy bear from the children. I'm gonna do the teddy bear first because I think this is a bit faster, easier for me to do it. There we go. So my first playthrough on this, I went down to the parents because they tell you where the bear is, but I don't think you actually get a point for it, so we're gonna skip that. Case 3 always throws me off a little bit because there is no small talk button. So when you're used to clicking through a certain amount of times, it's actually different. Alright, so we're gonna hand all this stuff in. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, get used to that. I hand the stuff in. She's gonna say, come back tomorrow. It takes a day to do all this stuff. There's a bit of a theme with that. Seems like on all these spells, it's like, come back tomorrow. Alright. Ooh, so that's that. So we're gonna go check in with Wilma. I think her name is Wilma. I'm going too fast to remember. Lovely Scottish countryside here. Okay, the door's ajar. That's not really not good. So yeah, she didn't make it. I'm sure she'll patch it up though, right? She'll be okay. So Percy's like, hey, I guess there is something weird going on here. Something written in red here, that's never good. This is some sort of witch code, so we need to be able to decipher that. So we're gonna look at it to get the points. This door is jammed up here, so we're gonna use the crowbar to do this. Loose floorboard, as you have. There we go. It's a little weird. So pretty much we've just found out that this is, that the whole town is actually full of witches. It's kind of turning into like a... What is that, that movie? Here we go. Okay. So he pretty much told Mary, hey, something weird's going on. So we're gonna shoot out here now. Ooh, not go back down. Head into the woods a little bit further. See if we can't find the constable here. Here we go. Good way to show off your day's system. So yeah, we saw our guy there talking to some hooded guy. That doesn't look good. We're gonna talk to Mary again, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, we're gonna basically say, hey, something's afoot here. We're gonna get you out. We're gonna break you out. She's very happy about that. So it looks like the town was going to kind of... Oh, right, so hang on. This is where the game splits out here. Sorry, this is a really bad time to do that. Come on, where is it? There it is. So lots happening right now. We decide to break her out. The town is trying to catch Ben Jordan to sacrifice him. So we don't want that to happen, so we threw a crowbar at the old constable there, because he is some sort of witch cult guy. Is it this one? What do I gotta do here? I have to leave first. That is a funny looking moose head. Cool, so there we go. This is what I need to do now. So we're gonna put our collective heads together. And get these things going. Alright, so we gotta go back into the woods again. Sorry, I'm jumping around a little bit because I'm also trying to go fast. I apologize. We're gonna try to basically get to the bottom of this whole thing. To look at one more of these codes. If I can actually get out of the thing, it'd be cool. So this one, when we translate it, basically says that we need to... that they're going to also get Percy. So we're gonna go warn him of that now. This game was ahead of its time. So we need to tell him about the witch code. Eliminate PQJ. Apparently the door is over there now. That's fine for me though, because that means we can leave from here. I'm gonna steal his shovel here. Yeah, the routing is kind of weird, and it's one thing I really wasn't able to talk much about is that there are two endings to this game, and it kind of starts to fork out at that part where I threw the crowbar at the guy. So once that happens, things get a little bit intense. So we're gonna go Guybrush on this thing and dig up somebody's grave. This is like the kid's grave, and turns out, oh my gosh, there were no kids all along. It's all a lie. Mary's gonna try to save us here because she was in on it, but she's on our side and she just gets snapped out. This dude is Zorthrus, and he's effectively Thanos in this situation. We're gonna grab some stick action here. Some interesting crossover, with this guy, but we've got this tranq gun, so we're gonna shoot him with a tranquilizer. Stab him with the stick. She did, she tried. I think that's the last bit of that game here. Percy is like, oh, I guess you're right. Paranormal things do exist. And nope, that's the end of the game. That one kind of ends abruptly. So that's the end of the third one. Let's see if we can recap here. So the first one we were in Florida, taking on the skunk ape. The next one we were in California, trying to find a guy who was lost in some ship underwater. We found him. Third one, some witch cult that wanted to kill us to kind of add another 100 years to their life. Didn't work out. We did lose some people, of course, but you know, can't solve a mystery without breaking some eggs. And now we're moving to London for case 4, which I have over here somewhere, promise. Should be coming up. Cool. Lovely. All right. So this one's kind of cool. There's a lot of references to House of Leaves in it, which is one of my favorite books. I forgot that this happened in London, and now that I'm living in London, I'm going to go check this place out when I can get out of the house safely. And it should be kind of cool. But in any case, this one is interesting because there's this bit with dialing the phone that is a really big pain. So I've had to try to get good at it because you need to be quick to do it on speedrunning and to do it casually, to be honest. So it should be interesting. This is horror number 50, I think is what it's called. Cool, so this is kind of an interesting one. What is the number here? Oh no, see, this is what I'm talking about. If you don't dial it fast enough, it calls automatically. Okay, we got there, folks. We got there. Cool. Okay, so now we can start. Yeah, the phone is a tricky part. It is both casually and quick. It is a bit maddening. You have to be really, really fast with it, and the buttons aren't exactly where you think they are. I remember that. Yeah, this is a great game. This really opens it up, and this is the one I really loved. The third one, because the story got a little real at a certain point. Like Ben was really in danger and things. This one's cool because it adds in a bunch of new characters. The space is a lot more fleshed out and kind of, I don't know. It just is a really good game. So we grabbed some scissors out of the box. We're gonna need those. We're also gonna meet this dude Simon, who's gonna be our friend for a long while. I'm gonna chat with him about some people, talk about this door. So this door is locked, and we don't know what to do here. We can use the scissors on the padlock. Actually, I'm a step ahead of myself here. Yeah, I'm a step ahead of myself. All right, we're gonna head back down here. It's gonna be lots of the oohs. Oh, look at that. Behind the door there. Cool, so we're gonna real quick stop in our room. We're gonna get a phone number here. And we're gonna talk to this dude Otto, who's this German guy. He's kind of a, I don't know, I guess does tech stuff for this particular investigation. Back to the phone. We're gonna call the owner of the house up. So yeah, you can dial both numbers without actually knowing the things, but there are points for picking it up, which is why we went to the nightstand there. Cool. So I think this is the one with the, yes, cool. So we found this book that's not really a book. Use the scissors to get the key. And then we're gonna shoot upstairs. to unlock the padlock. So yeah, the initial call that we make with Percy, we actually don't even know the number because we didn't look at the sheet yet. Cool, so we're gonna do here with this. There's a bit of a scream downstairs, so I think Madam Tilly, I believe is her name, has some sort of bad dream. Cool. So we'll get to know Alice as well. She's another investigator from Sacramento who we become friends with. I'm gonna talk to Simon. Oh shoot, Simon's up there, isn't it? Move the rug. Okay, so we're gonna do this next. This part is a bit of a weird one to route as well because just a lot to do. So for whatever reason we can move the rug now. You couldn't before, but now we can. I think we need to call... yes, we do. Call our guy again here. Ooh, that was a close one. Oh no, I hit the goodbye instead. Tell me about the trapdoor. Oh, gotta talk to Otto again. I'm gonna double check I got all of these done really quick here as well. There's one other dialogue that we could get. We got it. Okay. There's only one ending to this one, but there are missable dialogues that give you points. Cool. So the door is mysteriously locked again, despite unlocking it. We're gonna go check in with Simon, who's going to just casually take a shower here quick. Am I a day ahead of myself? I might be a day ahead of myself. May have missed something here. Okay. Like I got my cursor locked in a weird spot. Can we do this? No. We need to call Percy? What the heck is going on here? 26. Missing one step here. Talk to Alice. You might be right. I'm going to check really quick upstairs to make sure that Simon's not there. The note I have for this is to make sure I talk to Simon, because there's one thing that I always end up missing with him. But I think you're right. Thanks, dude. Oops. Come on now. Yep. There it is. So I think I need to make sure that I try the door when I pop up there to talk to Simon the first time. I think that's what I missed. Cool. So this is the part of the shower I was talking about. Just a very casual shower here. He's okay. He's okay. Cool, so we're gonna have a house meeting here. Real world style. We just need to call everybody together for the meeting. Another chat with her. And then I think we should be good to go. We're doing the meeting here in the travel room. Gonna hang out because that gets us the points. Cool. So from here we need to talk to Simon. Gonna grab some toilet cleaner because that's important to do. We're gonna try to get out of here. I mentioned more toilet shenanigans. That's coming in now. Ben Jordan, Paranormal Plumber. We're going to use that toilet cleaner in here, which will get rid of the gunk. Sure enough, there's a key in there. Put it back together. All in a day's work. It really is Luigi's Mansion, isn't it? All right. Okay, so we're gonna grab a ring from our dude Mercy. Probably gonna take a while for him to get here, but he just appears right away to give it to us, which is nice. Convenient. So yeah, we're basically collecting our element, something from our element, and something personal, and a bit of our blood. So that is our personal item, the ring. There's a candle that we just grabbed out of the trapdoor in here. And then, real quick, we'll get some blood by stabbing ourselves with a pair of scissors. Are we good? Yeah, we just gotta talk to Tilly now. So this is a part where things can get a little wonky if we're not careful. We're gonna be just a little bit careful about going through these things. There we go. We're gonna give her all our stuff here. Blood in our thing is fire, so we're gonna use this with this. And that there. Cool, so she was possessed. We skipped a lot of that cutscene action there. So she was possessed by the ghost. They basically said you need to get out of there. You can tell, more bathroom fun. Spirit is not happy that we're here. So are we on to this? Yes, we need to get out of here. There's a new door here that was not there before. We're gonna talk to Alice. Simon's like, we gotta go in there. And everyone else is kind of like, well, do we need to go in there? We don't even know what it is. He's in a bit of a huff, so we're gonna talk to him. And ultimately, we're gonna say, yeah, we gotta go in there. We're gonna go in there. We'll chat with him here. We're gonna go in. So a la House of Leaves, there's kind of this weird giant room here. Simon goes in, not responding. We're gonna go through here, see where he is, and uh-oh, he's not there. So this is a bit of RNG, and I mean, I think it's RNG is the door selection here. So basically what we need to do is we've lost the door here. So we're going to turn back around. It'll send us to this giant room that's bigger than the whole house. It's kind of odd. We're going to go through here, and there's 3 doors for us to choose. And I get different responses every time I do this. So I don't know if this is true RNG or not, but it seems like it changes every time I do this. So when I did my test run on Friday, the very first door was the good door. But basically I have to keep doing this until it sends us back out into the main room here. This is what I would call bad RNG. Should have bet on this. This should have been the bet. The predictions. Come on, dude. Just gonna double check that I'm not being stupid here and it's not on the other side and I've just been goofing it. But I'm pretty sure that this will dump us out right there. Oh, it is totally randomized. I should have thought of that. I should ask you. It's alright. This makes it fun for the viewer in a lot of ways. Definitely a bettable thing. What are we up to here? There we go. Cool. So yeah, that's what we were looking for. I actually got it first time. Maybe I didn't realize how hard that was going to be. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to go in our own room here. We're going to get a phone call out of nowhere. Percy's like, the windows are fake. You can actually leave the windows. Turns out he's right. So we're going to go grab a pipe from over here. Not fall to our deaths here. And then we'll scoot on out. Oh, it re-rolls every time. Oh, jeez. Okay. So it's not even a 1 in 3 chance. Well, if we do this one again, which I think I will continue to run these, that'll be a predictor for us. Alright, cool. So we've talked to Simon about what's going on. We decide that, hey, we're going to have a little showdown. We're going to go into that top room and see what we can do here. Simon is still missing, of course. Gonna find the hand second time around. So we've tried the key. You know, we've tried some funny business trying to get this thing open, but we're just gonna whack the thing with this piece of metal here, and sure enough, that always works. So, yeah, we're gonna real quick just take a look at this. Actually, I don't even think we need to do that. I think we can just walk in here and leave. Basically say, hey, we've got the door open. See if we can expel the ghost. Genuine LeChuck feelings. I missed that, Mike. That is sort of what that is, isn't it? Where are you gonna warp me this time? Okay, so I probably should have done the padlock first, I realized, and then come down to do this. So here's our showdown. Somebody's coming up. Is it the ghost? Is it Simon? Oh, it's Madame Tilly. Oh, but she's possessed by the ghost, so it's kind of both. She's gonna yeet her out the window here. And our dude Otto is getting choked here, like force choked or something. I prepped the pole, the metal pole here. We're gonna ring the bell. Ghost does not like the bell. Bad bell. And then we're gonna hopefully be quick on this and click the... Yeah, we're just gonna hit her in the stomach. I'll stop time on that. And that's the 4th one. So just remember, if you're ever in a ghostly catastrophe, be sure to just whack an old lady in the stomach. It works every time. Exorcism by lead pipe. That's the traditional way. It's in the handbook. Okay, so that's number 4. Success. I think we had all the points there. I really hope so. I didn't actually look, but I think we did. Case 4 is a little bit crazy because each day is really, really long. And there's a lot of specific things you need to do. And the routing can get a little hairy. Like I got stuck there for a little bit, trying to figure out what the heck was going on. But hopefully we didn't lose too much time. So we're going to Japan on case 5 here. Let me just get my little notes up here. A little bit of world traveling in the midst of a pandemic, right? So yeah, we're heading to Japan. There's been some talks of murders, and people are saying zombies are behind it. So we're gonna look into it, as you do. We're taking Alice and Simon with us. Simon was okay. He was just ended up just coming in from the outside, strangely enough. And despite Alice being sent out the window, she was fine. So it's all good. Are we good here? Do the controls significantly change between games? Not really. They're largely the same every time. I think the only thing that changes, particularly in number 3, is that we don't have 2 different dialogue option buttons, and that throws me off. But it's largely the same. There are a couple things that are different. Inventory is handled a bit different. Game to game. So on these newer ones, you can actually do a little bit of item prepping, which is nice, so it can become part of the things, like kind of your scroll as you go through. I need to talk to Simon here. Actually, there's no points there, so maybe I didn't need to do that. Alright, so we need to go to the police station, try to get some data on what the heck has been going on. Despite us being, well, basically telling this guy we're a paranormal investigator, he doesn't really buy it. It's not like we're with an agency or anything like that. Classic skeptics, you know? Thankfully, Percy tells us that he's a cop or a detective himself, right? Some sort of investigator, so he gave us his card. We come with good credentials. The routing for this has changed a bunch. So we're going to grab this thing off the bulletin board. And we're going to talk to this dude Yoshi, who's the lead investigator on the case. We're going to pop a squat here. We're going to talk through all the things that we can. And then we're going to leave. Cool, so we grabbed that... Actually, you have to do this in a couple different ways, don't I? We're going to do a little test here, because this is one other weird thing here. So that post-it note thing I took off the wall has Yoshi's signature on it. We are going to fake it. But for whatever reason, the game will not let you do that in front of this guy. So I wonder if I can go in this room and do it. So we're going to try that. Nope, okay. No worries. This is just kind of an unfortunate result of how the routing has to be. So we've just faked his signature to basically allow us to look at the evidence, because only normal people can look at the evidence. We're going to jot down the names of the people. Basically, we've got the list of people who have died. We'll grab that. And we'll talk to the scientist guy to get a little bit more information. He's going to become a helpful companion here on our investigation. And then we're going to leave. Thanks for the follow, Grundislav. Sentence I never thought I'd say. Really cool. Okay, so Simon's kind of taking the lead on research this time, kind of like Otto was last time. So we're going to give him our list of names, and he's going to do a little bit of research. He finds out that these are all like CEO, like heads of CEO of businesses, like very high up people. So that's interesting. So we're going to see if we can't talk to them, some big companies that are left on the list here. Kind of a weird continuation from game 2. This is actually the barista from the second game, who's just managed to get a job out here as the receptionist. I think he's out of town, the CEO guy, for this, so we're just made an appointment for tomorrow. And we'll go to the Shinobi one here. And we'll head in to talk to this guy. Chat to him about basically letting him know, hey, I think you're going to be next here, so you better be really careful. We think they're zombies, but something's going to be weird, so basically keep an eye out. Ben does mention that this is not a very well-kept building. There's no reception. He kind of just came right up and talked to the guy without an appointment, all that stuff, so that's never good. Never safe. Thanks, Grundislav. Take it easy, and yeah, I'll let you know. I'm in your Discord, so maybe I'll drop a note on that. Be sure to give Grundislav a follow, guys. He does stream his... he's making a game called Rosewater right now. That looks really cool, and he's been streaming his dev stuff on it. Every Wednesday, and I think you were on yesterday as well, if I'm not mistaken, or Friday, maybe. But definitely worth following, and check out his other games as well. That Ben Jordan command will bring you right to all of his games. Cool, so on this one we've done a little bit of housekeeping here. We're going to head to Shinobi. We see Yoshi here, so you know it's not going to be good. We're going to talk to this dude here, make sure everything's good. Samurai sword, classic zombie move. We're going to fingerprint it, so Simon basically left us a kind of a kit that we can take fingerprints and blood samples with. So we're going to grab that. We're going to head to Yamamoto to make our appointment with our guy here. We have to check in, I guess, first. And up we go. We're gonna chat through this stuff. We're gonna tell him the same thing. Hey, you're probably gonna be next on the list here. Be careful. He's like, no worries. I'll be safe. He does have a lot more security than anybody else does, which is good. What do we got to do now? Police department. So we need to kind of hand in some of this evidence that we've gathered. I'm gonna start over here. So we took a fingerprint off of the sword. We're gonna give it to the scientist here, so he has a handle on that. I have a note to go check with this, so I might really quick just do this fast. I think we've already exhausted everything on here, but I could be wrong. Yeah, we're good? Good. Alright, so we're gonna now head to Osaka, which is a different area, with Alice, who has arrived. Because there's been some tie-ins to this area here. She, of course, speaks fluent Japanese, which is very helpful. A lot of gongs there. A lot of gongs. We're gonna go through here, just doing some investigation, some light investigation. One of the people who died from, you know, that apparently was a zombie and died recently came from this town, so this happens to be the guy's house. We're gonna chat with his wife here. She apparently is waiting for a priest to sort of bless the body. Priest hasn't shown up yet. But in true point-and-click adventure kind of tradition, going to bother somebody's grave again. We're going to end up impersonating this this priest, and we're going to do the blessing ourselves here. Channel our inner Guybrush. I feel like this is a very Guybrush move to do. I think I actually needed to do, yeah. Never respect the dead, exactly. Cool, so Alice is going to keep her entertained while we take a look at the body. The body's in this big old room over here. And we're just going to take a quick blood sample. I think that's blessed enough for us. There we go. Sometimes you have to walk out the doorway, sometimes you have to grab the doorways. It's a bit of a challenge to remember which one is which. So that is the end of the day there. Moving on to chef mode here. As we've started all our days, we need to quickly read the newspaper, get caught up on current events. Well, bam. Great. Yamamoto, we're gonna check on. What's this guy here? I think we can go right up and talk to him. I think we're on a good basis here. So, this guy does not seem worried at all about any of these murders. They're calling them the ghost murders. So he's like, you should relax, go to my favorite sushi restaurant, take a chill pill. So we're going to take him up on that. There's a weird little cutscene that we've been skipping there, which is some crazy Japanese game show guy keeps asking us to go on the show, and we keep telling him no. Do the special. Want the special. And we're also going to order fugu. But they do not have the fugu today. Actually, I need to do one more dialogue here while I remember. Gotta ask about Yamamoto. Oh, world record pace. Uh-oh. Cool. Now we're set. Back to the police department here. Actually, I take it back. We need to do one other thing quick, if we can exit. It's one of those spots where it's very tiny. I'm gonna head back to Osaka here quick. So one thing we didn't grab was a fingerprint off of the sword, and that really wasn't available to us at the time. So at the moment, we're gonna go re-impersonate the priest. I think maybe, can we just okay, why can't I Ben? Okay, one step ahead of myself here. I'll lose a little bit of time on that. I do have to go to the police station first because we need to get the lead from Yoshi before he'll allow us to go in and talk to the lady. So much for world record pace, Kappa. We're doing pretty good still, I think. We didn't lose that much time. Alright, so let's talk to Yoshi. We'll tell him about kind of where we're at the moment. Basically saying, you know, the zombie thing is checking out still. Got some leads. And he's like, well, I mean, if you can't prove that there's a connection between this zombie town thing going on and here in Osaka, we're gonna you know, not take it seriously. Which is why we're gonna go ahead and do the thing I was trying to do before, which is impersonate the priest one more time, get a handy-dandy fingerprint. Alright. This is why that was weird. Do we still have it in inventory? Yes, we do. So obviously there were no swords in that room, so we're going to go in this room. Turns out Alice is already there, which is helpful because she's going to distract this lady from what we're doing, which is taking a fingerprint from a sword. That's all we need, so we're going to dip out. We're going to go back to the police station again. And this is kind of why I think my routing was thrown off, because there's a lot of really weird things where you need to pop back to do one quick thing. And then you can keep on going. Sort of like logic barriers, if you will. Alright, so we're going to give this guy the fingerprint that we did. If I can grab it here. There you go. Lab technician, scientist fellow. So it is a match to the other sword that we saw. So that's of interest, of course, to the police department. So we're going to report that into Yoshi. We've got the connection that he wanted. That everything? That's everything. Okay, cool. Now he knows. I'll use the report. That's the other thing I needed to do. Basically say, hey, here's our evidence. There we go. And that's the day there. It's light on the chef part. I realize, I guess, that the chef bit is more heavy perhaps on the next day. But we did do a lot of talking with the cook about how he makes fugu and things like that. This is important. What did we miss here? 59, blood sign. Oh! Forgetting all kinds of stuff with the police department here. We gotta also give the dude our blood sample. Whole reason we went out there, right? The first time. Cool. Now, we're ready to sleep. Let's see if we still maintained our pace after this. Black belt in cooking, exactly. Okay, there we go. Yeah, fugu, for anybody who doesn't know, is that like puffer fish that can kill you. It has a lot of poison in it. You have to be certified in creating it or cutting it up to sign like a waiver and all that noise. Or you can eat it even. Cool, so we ended up saying yes to go on that game show at a certain point. I was mentioning that that dude kept chasing us around town. We've been skipping the cutscenes. There's the guy. Kind of looks like that dude who can get you money from the government or whatever, right? You're in the US. You might know the guy. So anyways, we're gonna go on the game show here. Sure, it's just a talk show. We'll see him take a quick water break. The Happy Magic Fun Show. I think everybody's favorite show. It turns out we're over some boiling water, and every time we get a question wrong here, we'll get lowered into the water. Get closer and closer. Thankfully, as a speedrunner, we know the answers. And Jordan's just a genius. So we weren't able to actually get the fugu yesterday because it was sold out for the day. So he said, come back tomorrow and I'll make you the fugu. So we're gonna order that now. And good news is we survived. This guy's a decent cook. We're gonna do a quick pop into the bathroom, as we have to do each episode pretty much. Gonna do a little bit of furniture rearranging. But we've got a hunch that the fugu, since it's poisonous, might be kind of creating a weird zombie-esque state for some folks. So we're gonna grab this. Gonna make this weird little contraption here to snag the fugu out of the kitchen, and we're gonna leave. Funnily enough, we got 2 prizes for winning all the things on the game show. One was a camera, like an old school flash camera. Not that the new school ones don't flash. I think this one just happens to be like a Polaroid camera. And handcuffs. We get to keep the handcuffs we had when we went in, so we used that to make the item there. So back to the police department here. We're gonna hand the fugu into the lab tech scientist fellow. Ooh. I think we're also waiting on some results from the look of it. Basically says we've got no match. We don't know what's going on here, and we're like, what about this fugu? And he's like, yeah, that's it. It's fugu. There's something going on with the fugu. Yoshi. Talk to Yoshi quick. I'm glad I caught that before we completely left. And that should be all in a day's work here. So the other thing going on in the game is that the Yamamoto dude, the one like surviving guy, has gone missing. No one knows what's happened to him. Hasn't been reported dead or anything, but he's gone. Very mysterious. Very mysterious. Cool. So that's everything for the day. So we're gonna head back to our hotel. We see something in this alleyway. Of course, we're gonna go in there. And it turns out there is a zombie dude right here. So we're gonna take pictures of him. Does not like the flash. He's gonna run away here. We're gonna chase him. Keep taking pictures, which is a good idea because we end up taking pictures of this, you know, ominous looking car here. Cool, and that's that. Into the final day. Intro, the Doorsucker 2000, Simon's greatest invention. So, Alice gets poisoned with a fake fugu delivery. So she's in critical condition, as you are. So we're gonna go to the hotel first. We're gonna give Simon our pictures. He's gonna run the plates, as you do when you're investigating stuff. CSI action for you. A lot of typing there. Cool, so we've got a match. So we're gonna go tell Yoshi that we've got a match. Turns out the Yamamoto guy is the dude behind all of the killings. He's like kind of half poisoning people, and then kind of controlling them to go kill people. For some reason, though, Yoshi is not answering the door. So our friend at the desk here has given us the key to his office, because he should be available, but I think you guys kind of know where this is going here. Yeah, he didn't make it. So he was also murdered by the fugu. Dangerous stuff. So he's dead. So we're going to go back. We're going to tell Simon about this. So there's kind of 2 different routes you can take at this point. We want Simon to come along because it is faster. Oh shoot, okay, so we need to try to grab this. We're gonna ask for a boost. And we'll make it in the building. So we're basically gonna try to break in. We think that Yamamoto's in here, so we're gonna try to get him. So we're gonna open and close this door 3 times. Because the door is kind of shoddy. And we need the piece of metal for something else a little bit later on. So this door has a keypad on it. We're pretty sure that Yamamoto's behind it. Simon's like, I'm going to work on this thing. Give me a couple things here. So we already have a piece of metal. That's the first piece of the puzzle here. We also need a wire. There happens to be a wire hanging out of one of the computers here. So we're going to do that. We have to look at it and grab it. There we go. Oop. And we're going to scoot over here. We're going to hand those items over to Simon, I think. Do we have to talk to him first? Yeah, okay. That's all. We need to know what we're getting first. Cool, we're good. Simon also, I mentioned this door sucker 2000 contraption. So basically, it's something that, I don't know, blows the handles off of doors. We're going to use it as he tries to poison us with fugu gas. It reverses the suction and ends up, I guess, killing that guy, knocking him out at the very least. And that's the end of case 5. And I forgot to pause, so that's always good. Extra 20 seconds. And that's the game. So we got 3 more to go. Moving on to case 6, we'll be going to Greece. Alice does make a full recovery, in case you are interested in following the story. And yeah, so what we decide to do here is just take a vacation to Greece. We're going to chill out over there for a little bit. Got a little tunage going on here. I'm going to switch games. And here we are. Okay. Hope the guy gets the girl at the end. Oh, you'll have to tune in, because there are a couple different endings for that. Actually, I'll take a quick moment here while we paused to talk about this. So there are 3 different endings to the game. There's the one I'm going to do, which I'm considering, I guess, the full good ending. So we're going to try to have the most amount of people at the end of the game and kind of go pacifist. There's another ending you can get that doesn't give you everybody at the end, and then there's a secret ending, which is amazing, but we're not going to be doing it on this particular run because I feel like 100% should be kind of everybody. So anyways, that's the thing. So maybe that'll play into your comment. Also, hello, Swan. Cool. I think we're ready to go. Let me get my notes up here. Case 6. Alrighty. Let's do it. So we're going to start at the Athens airport. We're on vacation. We're just trying to spend some time in Athens. It's supposed to be fun. I guess there's a big celebration going on whilst we're there. So we're just our job is to get the taxi driver to drive us there. Unfortunately, the taxi driver is and he's the only taxi driver apparently in Athens, or in the Athens airport, I should say, will not let us go there. It's like, I'm not doing it. So we're going to have to figure out something else. There's a woman we're going to talk to now who basically says, I know of a place where there's some paranormal stuff going on, and maybe you should go check it out. But she won't give us the information without helping her, of course. So some jerk American tourist took her picture, and she doesn't like it, so she wants the camera smashed. No paparazzi, you know how it is. So this is the guy. We're gonna have a quick chat with him. And we agreed to take his picture so that we can get control of the camera. Oh, to keep the camera, we're gonna have him thrown out of the airport by security. So there we go. Here comes security. We're kind of back him into the restricted area there. You can't just go directly to the left, because he'll know what you're doing. She's gonna bust the camera up. And we're gonna go to this Anna Agia place. Soundtrack going hard right now. Hopefully you can hear it. The game has proven a bit difficult to kind of mix as we go through. There we go. So now we have a new destination. We'll talk to this friendly guy here to let us go to this new place. Cool, so here we are on vacation. I use vacation loosely. So yeah, we're gonna go over here to use the bathroom. Strangely enough, I just talked to the bathroom and it gave me the item. That's good to know. Yeah, weird. Okay. But yeah, we're just grabbing some stuff here first. And then we'll head over to this spot over here. Grab some flowers. We're gonna need those later on. These are the pink ones. Those are the ones that you need no matter what. Even if you're not running all points, you need to get that one. There are 2 other flowers that you get points for picking up, but you don't actually use them. We'll be picking those up as well. Alright, so we're going to pop into this pizza place here. We're going to talk to the lady about the sea people. And the town. A lot of people, so basically there's been reports of people being ripped off of the beach by sea people. So basically people popping up and like kind of dragging people to their deaths in the ocean. So we're kind of half investigating this, right? Here it is. We're going to prep that mirror there. That'll be used a little bit later. So we talked to that guy on the right. That's actually Quincy Sanborn, who's the dude who writes the Paranormal Investigator handbook that if you're playing casually, you've probably used. It's sort of something that comes packaged with the game to help you solve some of the puzzles and kind of give you information about where you're going. We haven't done that, obviously, because it's not the fastest thing to do. But anyways, this guy basically says there's this fisherman who knows some information. He doesn't talk to anybody, but he talks to me because, I don't know, I'm cool, I guess. So we basically say, hey, we know this Quincy guy. Can I ask you some questions? He's like, yeah, sure. I've got a boat. I'll take you on the boat if you want. But you need to give me some alcohol. So it's kind of turning into super bad. Speedrun here a little bit. Come on. Leave. There you go, thank you. One of those spots where you have to be kind of close. I'll pick up this object here. This is just a metal pole that we're going to be using later on to do a couple things. What kind of detective wears a t-shirt? Well, the paranormal kind, obviously. World's greatest detective here. I mean, yeah. To be honest, a lot of Ben Jordan's tactics are kind of off the beaten path, so, you know, he kind of does seem like a t-shirt guy, ultimately. Cool, so we're going to look at there. That is the bottle of liquor that we want, so we're going to say, hey, where'd you get it? And they're like, we got it next door. So we're going to go back next door and try to get it. Lo and behold, though, it's going to be sold out. The last bottle. Talk about point-and-click adventure luck. But we're a nice guy. As Swan mentioned, we're a investigator in a t-shirt, so we're kind of approachable, right? We're the cool detective. So we're just going to say, hey, can you spare your bottle of liquor there? They're like, absolutely not. So They challenge me to a drinking contest, but they've got 2 people, so we're allowed to have 2 people as well. It doesn't really matter because we're going to be cheating at the contest, much like we do with Rum Rogers and Monkey 2. A lot of tie-ins here. Gotta be relatable, exactly. So we're going to ask our buddy Simon to help us out with the drinking contest situation here. I'm going to go through these as well. And here we are. So this kind of ties into the mirror being set up. So basically we say, hey, he's going to show us a number. We got to guess what number is behind their back. Get these creepy looking fingers here. This is really hard to do without the mirror. In fact, I don't know if you can do it without the mirror. But anyways, we win. We get our bottle of liquor. And that's kind of a funny cutscene with Simon there, because I think you're supposed to get a couple wrong for some reason. So he basically says, you know, like, I'm never going to drink ever again. I'm like, that was the worst thing in the whole world. But we actually never even drank any of it, which I find to be a little bit funny. Great, so where are we at here? That is random every time as well, the drinking contest things. I've had a different kind of combination of numbers every single time. Yeah, that's the ultimate thing. Just don't drink. Only enable others to drink, because this is going to help us, right? So yeah, basically we're going to come to this guy and say, hey, I got the stuff, got the goods. In fact, what I'm going to do while we're doing some inventorying is we're going to use that that stuff there. We're going to pick the cup up, and we're going to hire his boat. Now we're going to move on to the next bit here. He's going to tell us a story quick about who these sea people are. They're these big, scary people who lived underwater in this underwater city, and every, you know, when they're disturbed, every 100 years or so, they come out and start taking people. So it's all pretty interesting stuff. So, anyways, we're on the boat now. We're going to try to find out where they are. I'm going to do a little bit of housekeeping here. We're going to grab this chain, grab this hook. We're going to take the cup and fill it with water. We're going to pop down here, and we're going to use the water with the still. This is a little dinky island action for you. Like I said, it always seems to kind of come through. And we're also going to use the bar here to get this sawbone. We're going to use these together to break them in half, and I think we are all set with all of these things. Heck of a lot of stuff going on here. We're going to do a quick chat. This guy, I'm going to go through some stuff, and then we're going to go to Oracle Island, which is this island he tells us about where an oracle is supposed to live, and it might allow us to kind of, I don't know, learn a bit more about what to do with these guys. So we're going to use the sawed-off piece of bar on here along with the chain on this device. If we can get the chain to click, there we go. Hook with the chain, and then we're going to chain it to this giant boulder here. There we go. It's a weird boat. It's going good, Casey. Welcome back. So far, so good. We've a couple hiccups here and there just going through the route, but we're doing well. So we're going to use that device to kind of move the giant boulder out of the way to reveal a cave, which this oracle statue is at. So we actually do have the things that we need to make the oracle appear, but she won't do it until we're told how it works. So we're going to use our notepad with the plaque that's there. And that pretty much says that the oracle craves fresh water. So we'll dump the cup of water on her once we talk to the captain here. There we go. We'll share that information with this guy here. We're going to head back to the island. We've got to go back. And in we go. One kind of thing to probably mention, I don't know if anybody does plan on speedrunning this game ever, but the more you click, the slower Ben moves. So, you know, just an interesting little tidbit. Kind of click where you're going, let him walk there, and then go from there. Alright, cool. So we just need to go through there. She mentions that there's some sort of vanishing island that has some more information for us. So we're going to go there. We have no idea where this vanishing island is, so hopefully the captain does. Hop in the dinghy. The trusty dinghy. And so yeah, we're going to just talk to this guy about what's this vanishing island. Ah, it's called Island of the Minotaur, and there's a giant maze on it. And there's supposedly a Minotaur that lives there. So it's going to be fun for us. Music gets a little bit more, I don't know, intense. Before we go to the maze, we're quickly just going to grab the yellow flowers for points. We're going to use this suntan lotion on the opening here so we can fit in the glow. Here it is. That we need. That's actually a key. See, that's kind of on a timer. You can only grab it when it flashes. I had the cursor kind of in a bad spot, but I saw the text at the bottom. So once that's there, you grab it. There's actually nothing in the treasure chest or the hole or anything. Sort of a red herring there. So the cave, or the cave, the key goes into this sort of cave situation here. And yeah, so we need to do a little bit of item collection in here. So we're going to go up and over. We need to pick up a cog. That'll be used in a little machine in a few. There's our cog. Hidden in there. Promise there's one in there. I'm going to shoot up into this next area here. I'm going to find out the state of the Minotaur. Looks like there was something in here, which is unsettling, but that's that. So we're going to grab his horn, and we're going to head over to start putting these pieces that we've collected to good use. Ultimately, there's supposed to be information in here that tell us where the sea people live. So that's kind of what we're after. Cool. So the cog will go into the mechanism, and we're going to use this horn to kind of twirl it around, make it work. So we had some sort of panel open, so we're going to go find that. Should be in here if I'm not mistaken. We're good. And we're going to use the horn once again to kind of get it all the way open. It's stuck, right? So we'll go in here, and there's this pretty mosaic. Turns out that it's actually a map. So we're going to just jot that down real quick since we can't really take it out of its place. And that's everything as far as this island goes. We're going to get out of here. We're going to head back to the boat. This next section is going to be a little bit interesting. We can miss some dialogues. So if we're going for the all points thing, we just need to be a bit careful on the next section. Oh, I missed the split, didn't I? We are far off of Oracle Island now. Cool, so we're going to bring this guy out. Looks like we lost our skip there for a moment. We're going to basically say, do you know where this is? She's like, yeah, I do know where that is. So we're going to head there. This is where the sea people are. We're going to have to dive in. We don't have any equipment. It's getting late. We've got a date with our dude Quincy there. So we're going to go do it. These people will be fine, I'm sure. It's nighttime and they're near the sea. They'll be fine. Wouldn't worry about them too much. So we're gonna do our little pizza date here. Talk to our idol, really, like the guy we've been looking up to for a long time. Use the chair. We'll go through and ask him some questions about the book. We'll go through all these options here. You can kind of pick everything, but you want to make sure that you... Yeah, I don't know if actually there's any spot that you can kind of lose on there or not. But anyways, right before this happened, we got in a fight with Simon because he found out that we were not actually on vacation. You're kind of working a job on the side, so he got kind of upset about that. So we're just going to take it easy. Also, we're kind of romantically interested in Alice. We just saw her kind of go hang out with one of the dudes that we beat in the drinking contest. So it's been a pretty lousy day for Ben. He thinks this is lousy. Just wait for the next 2 games. But we're going to take a nap. We're going to sleep. Sleep it off. Have a weird dream about one of Alice's... family members, kind of a weird thing. We all make up here, though, because it turns out those people I mentioned on the beach that were going to be fine, yeah, they actually weren't in the end. So we'll let them investigate that for a little bit. We'll come back and talk to them in a few. So what we need to do here is we need to identify that pink flower I was talking about earlier. You can do it with all the flowers, but you don't actually get points for any of them other than this one. And we need to identify that one in particular because that is the iris. And that's the one that we need for something later on here. Is this still considered pizza break? I forgot when I split on this. I think not. I think we'll continue on pizza break. Pizza break 2021. Actually, whatever. We'll split it. We'll split it there. We'll split it when we go on the boat, I guess. Cool. So we're gonna grab the netting here. Kind of just goofed my splits up there, but whatever. Alright, so we're going to head down the boat. Gonna head out on the boat. Hop out here. Great stuff. We're just going to talk to this guy real quick. Chart a course to Oracle Island here. We're gonna basically say, like, okay, we found the lair, but we have no way of going down there. Do you have any ideas? And she's like, you can make this potion that lets you breathe underwater, but you have to have a scale from a siren before it'll work, along with our little pink flower that we got. So real quick, we're gonna give her the flower now, although, yeah, I guess she doesn't know that we need it yet. There we go, we can give it to her now. Pink one, please, thank you. Great, so... Keep splitting at the wrong time here. Cool, so now that we know where the Siren Island is, talk to this guy about sirens. We're going to chart a course to Siren Island. So to keep ourselves safe, we're going to pop these pieces of dough into our ears. Otherwise, we will die. And you literally will die in this game for that. We're going to grab the stick here. I'm going to quickly just fashion together a little handy-dandy net for us. There's the siren. I'm gonna go to the pond, We're gonna fish that thing out there. If you get too close, the monster will eat you. Be careful there. That was pretty easy, actually. Happy with how that went. Back in the dinghy. So normally we could just, head right back to the island and get everything done. We're gonna go back to home base here real quick because this is a missable dialogue that we have Alright, and look at that, it's our dude Otto from the 4th game. So we'll say hi to Otto Man here. Cool, alright, so now we should be good. We're gonna head upstairs and talk to her. She's still real crazy. You kind of missed a lot of the context in the speedrun, but she's a bit of a wacko. But she's our wacko. So I mentioned before that Simon died in the capturing situation. So she basically says we can talk to him and make things right. Sure enough, she calls him forth. He's kind of upset because he's dead. Fair enough, you know. So he basically says you need to go to Paris because he can see something from the other side or whatever. So we're kind of going to head that direction now. So we're just going to casually head to Paris, but of course we've got company here. This guy's going to pull out his gun. Of course it ends the same way, gets knocked out. But Otto Man's going to drive us to the train station so we can get to Paris. We do not have a legal license here, not that we've done a lot of legal things in this game, but we got to work with what we got. We're going to get tailed though, so this is the part of the game where we are in a high-speed chase. It's kind of fun. Cool, so we need to grab something out of the back seat. We're going to use this big issue, the big issue, and rip pages out of it behind us, and then drop some oil on the ground. This is effectively like a banana peel to the guy. There's more Diddy Kong racing rules, I guess, with the oil spills. And then we'll move onwards. Percy, creepy as ever, just happens to be there when we need to skedaddle. So, there we go. Gonna hop on the train. Ben does question, you know, why this dude is always wherever he is, and he doesn't like being around people a lot. There's a lot of question marks. Also, that callback was from 1926. It's got to be old, you know, super old at this point. There's a lot of questions going on. But, you know, we're just chilling, right? So we're going to get back to Romania. We didn't finish the story necessarily, so I'm going to finish telling us the story as we head on over to Paris. We're going to grab this giant brick, and we're going to throw it through a window. This is a sentence you might not often hear, but that is what we're going to do. This is apparently the house of the guy who killed the woman's sister, if you're following me still here. Grab some glass, and we're going to real quick grab that poker, come in handy. A little kind of secret compartment situation going on here, so we're going to go in here and do that. Now, a while back we were asking why the heck, oops, this was already prepped, wasn't it? Why the heck was that guy luring us in the 3rd game to kill us, for him to kind of live for another 100 years? In the dialogue he says it's personal, but he doesn't really go into it. So there's your there's your body, and there's your head, right? So we're going to put this glass in here, that way the head will die because it can't return to the body. And a familiar face comes up, again we're in the past. Talk to this dude. Yeah, and yeah, he's going to attack us. We're going to have this sort of struggle situation here, and we're going to just stab him. He doesn't die, of course, because the poker won't do it. It's not a stake, I suppose. So he vows to take revenge on him, hence why we have the 3rd game, so it's kind of an interesting tie-in. Game does a bit of a better version of that than I have been. Trying to go too fast, but... So we gotta take a leak. It's a long story. We'll do that, but of course while we're in there, you can't just have anything. So we've got another dude who basically says, like, quietly go back to your room and we'll take care of business here. So we said sure. Percy, of course, on top of it. Gonna hit him in the head with this fire extinguisher he had prepped. It's almost as if he knew it was happening. So we basically say, what the heck, like, what's going on with you? How are you still alive? Why are you doing this? And it turns out he was killed, but was given a second chance because he knew Ben Jordan would be in danger at some point. So he is sort of our guardian angel, as it were. I don't think we actually need to talk to this lady. But we'll do it just in case because I do not have my notes up. Actually, no, we're good. We did. All right. So we have some sightseeing to do here in Paris. Got to pop around and do a bit of research on what to do. Basically, we found out that the Cardinal guy is in Paris, so we need to, you know, tail the guy. We need to have some sort of confrontation with him, but the guy's pretty important. This is a really weird cutscene, and there's no real context to it at the moment, so I'll leave it that way. We can kind of circle back at the end of the game when it all kind of comes together. But yeah, that's something weird. But we move on to the game, next bit here. I think we'll do the train ride bit there. We're going to grab something out of here. Let's see, just a clothes hanger. Trying to think of the best place to do stuff for it, probably a bit later. This is kind of a weird interaction that we have with her because the whole game, like, if you're trying to do it fast, sometimes you actually grab somebody, like use the hand instead of use talk because they're right next to each other. And the game is always like, don't do that. And so you're kind of like, oh yeah, I misclicked. You can actually do that with her, and she like questions you when you do it. It's very weird. But anyways, wanted to call that out. So she suggests coming here because there's apparently some like a relic. The missing relic that the Cardinal is after. There's one backup relic since we smashed the other one that they're after, so we're gonna go try to find it. So let's go here. There is a reroute that I can do here that I just didn't have prepared now that I'm thinking about it. There are some weird puzzles here that we can do, and honestly this isn't that bad of a you have to push these buttons in a particular order, and it opens up each of these areas here. Cool, so we just need to grab the things inside. So they've got these tiles inside of each one of them. Can we get to that one? Cool. So now we have all of the tiles. Gonna quickly do this now. There we go. Lovely. So we just need to do one of these little puzzles here. Time. All right, cool. So that opens up the last little relic there. We're gonna grab this. Good catch. I want to. We basically tell this guy, like, this guy comes down and is like, what are you doing down here? And we're like, hey, we found this relic. There's this evil guy that's coming around looking for it, so I'm going to give it to you to keep it safe. And this guy basically says, that guy doesn't work here. I don't know who that guy is. This is a different priest dude, so we've been had. We have been had. So there's a note left on our door, and it says, it's an anonymous note that says, meet me somewhere. In this like very creepy graveyard place. So we say, okay, I guess so. We don't really have a choice. We have no idea who this is. So we're gonna head out there. Cool. This guy is selling maps outside outside the cemetery here, so we'll buy one so we know where to go. That's not good. just disappears. That's actually how it happens in the game as well. There's no like other like kind of animation. So we're gonna follow this person in there. See what's going on. Turns out it's just Alice. Creepy much, right? And cool. So that was kind of where the fork of this last game is. There's 3 endings. So we're deciding to take what I call the good ending, the full ending, because it feels more appropriate for 100%, right? Oh shoot, I had the thing queued and I switched off of it. So we're gonna go this way. We're gonna go back to our hotel quick and try to figure out what to do next. We know we need to get to Notre Dame now. This is kind of or Notre Dame, I should say. We know we need to get there. We don't know how to get there. Thankfully, Percy just appears out of nowhere and he's like, go through the sewers. Take to the sewers. So we are gonna do that. I don't think actually I need to talk to this person. I'm gonna double check quick. Time save for next time, I suppose. Yep, we're good. So there are a bunch of sewers that run underneath Paris, called the Catacombs, and we're gonna try to get access to them. We're gonna talk to this dude. He's gonna sell us some equipment and tell us some interesting details. Got the wrong thing there. Cool. So the thing he's staying next to is actually an access point for the catacombs, but we can't get in there because the door is locked. So we're going to go through the sewer entry in here. Alright, so there's a bit of prep that we need to do. There. Oh. It's so weird. Sometimes you'll get that walk icon, meaning that you can, it's like the same thing as the cursor arrow. Other times you don't, so we got stuck on that. Alright, so now we are in there, and we gotta head out here. So this is a really interesting puzzle, casually to do, to try to figure out kind of what the code is to get through what is an extremely long maze here. But this does remain consistent. It's a consistent route every time, kind of like how it is in the first game and in the 6th one. This way, I think. Come on. There we go. Such a weird part of the zone there. Right, so we're gonna grab these pebbles because we need them. Go into the 2nd section. This part is got skulls all over the side, which is always nice. And we're almost done with the game, folks. This part is where it really drives me nuts, kind of how small the like, I guess, loading zone is, or like transition zone is. You have to be pretty much dead on for it to go. Cool, so we made it through the 2nd section here. It's gonna put that thing that's on fire in our pocket. We're gonna use the pebbles here to throw down the doorway. This is sort of like a police officer that they have in the sewers to keep people from doing what we're doing. Nice part is this is at least lit. What we're doing is we're going through the sewers to get to Notre Dame and avoid kind of all the security that the Cardinal has set up outside of it. Oh my god. gosh, get in there, bud. That's what I'm talking about. If you're not in it, you gotta be right on the edge. Look at that. Come on. I think this should be it here. Cool. Alright, so here we are, emerging from the sewers, smelling like a brand new day. Yeah, we need to walk here. This is the big baddie here. He doesn't like us, coming around, but we can quickly reason with him and be like, you know you're like working for a crazy person, right? So apparently that's good. This is the quote-unquote good ending is kind of how I call this, because Alice is here. If you don't go into the crypt, Alice is not there, and you actually have to do some of the puzzles differently. But here's the big showdown, us and the cardinal guy. Here it goes. So when the clock strikes midnight, it's New Year's Day on this new year. All these items should come together and make him super powerful. Here it comes. Get ready for the big fight. Here it is, it's coming. It's coming. And yeah, nothing happened. So basically it's just like, throw me over the edge. And we're like, no, let's not do that. And so he just decides to kill himself anyway. That's the game, by the way. We're done. That click time once we hit the door there.
Ben, what happened up there?
Nothing happened. It was all in his head. Genovese thought the relics would give him power, but they were just objects.
Oh dear. All that
Yeah, I think I got all the points right. I hope so.
Anyway, it won't bother anybody anymore.
There's two tricky spots that I had
No.
that I was missing, and there's one in 4, one in 1, and one in 6. All dialogue sections that I missed.
Don't worry about the police, Mr. Jordan. I'll take care of
We'll enjoy the ending cutscene here. Thanks for the GGs.
An excellent question.
So we shaved off 16 seconds from my run that I did on Friday to kind of put things together.
Percy, for all your help.
It was my pleasure, Ben.
Now we'll watch the cutscene as it goes out here.
Made your grandfather proud. Well, no sense in dawdling about here. You and Miss Wilkins should go celebrate. It is the new year, after all. Goodbye to the both of you. It's certainly been an eventful few months.
So the one question that comes up a lot with this game is like, what was the motivation behind this guy putting all this stuff together? And it's because of that really random cutscene with the bomb showing up. Apparently that was his sister, and like he blamed like a bunch of stuff on like religious fighting and things like that. So kind of interesting situation. So Otto becomes a cook. Tilly dies. At a certain point, she falls down the stairs. Kind of a weird ending for her. Simon forgives you in death. That's nice. Alice marries Ben, and they eventually have a kid. Percy continues to live for a while and then disappears. And this is the kid here, and basically we hope that he doesn't get into the paranormal investigating biz. It's kind of a tough racket, and Ben writes a book. That is the whole game. And that's it. 2 hours, 30 minutes. Can obviously be cleaned up immensely. Made quite a few mistakes in here. Obviously we had the case 4 thing where I missed the order of the conversations, which slowed some time down. There was some slowdowns somewhere else as well. I got stuck on just doing the splits for a little bit on some of them, but we did manage to get some things back. Yeah, I don't know. There are a couple routing things where I popped into spots that I didn't need to. On case 5 here, we ended up missing that going to the police station a couple times, which would have saved some time. So that's obviously somewhere we can get in there a little bit better. But overall, I mean, not that bad. Is mouse wheel scrolling the only way to switch between verbs? So yeah. Well, I shouldn't say yeah. There's no like hotkeys, which would be super nice for this, because that would make this so much faster to be able to do that. So there's two ways to get through your inventory. So you can right click, which is what I do a majority of the time. So you can right click and it'll go through your verbs. There's also a bar at the top that you can hover over, and it pauses the game though. But you can quickly do that, click on the verb you want, and then use it from there. So I think it's advantageous to use both throughout the run. But at least for this particular run, all but a few times I've used kind of the scrolling. It's not hard to get used to doing it, because in all but the third one, they're the same amount of verbs. There's a one less verb on the third one, which is why you'll see me scrolling quite a bit through that, because I'm just not used to it yet. The last AGS game you played had pauses. Yeah, I think that's part of the system. For whatever reason, when you go up, you can do it. It's helpful if you're trying to figure out decisions and things that are timing related. So if you're playing this casually and you're like, you know, Sorthrus is coming at you in the third one, you can kind of just hover over the bar and think about what you want to do. But it is what it is. But yeah, AGS games are cool, and I'm really happy to kind of showcase this game a little bit, because I think if you are an AGS person, this is like an essential game from that catalog. Oh, all right, the game's done. Just turned itself off. Let me turn some tunes on then.